Hey, welcome back to Socialette. This is episode 473. Before we jump into today's episode, I want to let you know that Launch Magic Live is coming up on the 24th and 25th of Feb 2022. So, Launch Magic Live is the 2-day virtual event that will give you the strategy, motivation, and momentum that you need to have your first or your biggest launch yet. I've brought in 6 guest experts to teach you exactly what's working in launching and in audience growth right now, not what worked 3 years ago. So you can check out the speaker lineup and grab your ticket at stephtaylor.co/LML or at the link in the show notes. All right, now on to today's episode. When we're launching Launch Magic, it's not uncommon that we'll send out 14 emails over 7 days, or we'll post more than once per day to social media because this is how much it usually takes to get somebody across the line during cart open in a launch. Cart open, of course, being that limited time between doors open and doors closed. Our most recent launch of Launch Magic, I think from memory, had a 7-day cart open. Sometimes you'll see them as short as 3 days or 5 days, sometimes as long as 2 weeks. Now, I've talked about this in a previous episode. 2 weeks is a really long cart open. I don't recommend it because I was exhausted at the end. Now, at the time of recording this episode, we just wrapped up week 10 of Launch Magic. And a common concern that came up with many of my students was what if people get sick of receiving so many emails that they unsubscribe? What if they don't like my promo social media posts and they unfollow? Here's the thing, if someone unfollows or unsubscribes during your launch because you're selling to them, they were never going to buy from you anyway. Yes, we want to serve people with our free content, but if they're offended by you selling to them, then they're not your ideal customer. You need to sell to stay in business. You need to make money so that you can keep creating that free content for the people who don't buy your products. You can't just keep creating free content forever and hope that one day someone likes it enough to want to work with you. That's not how it works, unfortunately. I do appreciate that getting a lot of emails can be really annoying when you already know that you can't afford a course or you already know that it's not for you. So, what I tend to do in my launches is include an opt out link. So, that's one or two sentences saying something to the tune of if you already know that Launch Magic isn't for you, click here and you won't receive any more emails about Launch Magic during this launch. That way they can stay on my particular email list, but not get my launch emails anymore. I'm going to leave you with one little thing, one little tidbit from behind the scenes in my business, because I know that it can feel really, it can hurt. It can feel like a kick in the gut when somebody unsubscribes. But people will always unsubscribe for many reasons. And most of these reasons have nothing to do with you, right? Crazy, I know. Every time that I send out an email with my free content, so not me selling anything, with my free content, with valuable free content, I tend to get around 100 people unsubscribing each time. Crazy. It's a lot of people. But that's fine. I've made peace with that because I know that these people were never going to buy from me in the first place. Sometimes they end up resubscribing months down the track. Other times they unsubscribed because they signed up with a business email and decided that their business inbox was too cluttered. None of these reasons have anything to do with me, and I'm okay with that. So don't stress when somebody unsubscribes. All right, that's it for today's episode. If you have any friends who you think would benefit from this show, please do tell them about it. If you haven't already subscribed to Socialette, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes released every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you are enjoying the show, if you've learned anything at all from this podcast, please do go and leave a rating and a review in iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Thanks so much for listening,